also bring this up, man. There's some Kobe news. There's some Kobe Bryant stuff in the news right now for like a few different reasons. Actually, why Kobe's in the news right now. First, the one thing I wanted to bring up is we just recently passed the 1 year anniversary of a few weeks ago I talked about it on the show. We did the we talked about the 1 year anniversary of the tragic day where Kobe passed. The tragic day of that helicopter accident, and we just talked about, how crazy it was that a whole year had gone by. We actually went through another, kind of anniversary, which was the 1 year anniversary of the memorial service that was held at the Staples Center, the celebration of life for Kobe and Gigi and, all the other victims of the, of that sad, tragic accident last year. And, why I wanted to bring that up, man, is because that one really hits home to me because I was there. You know what I mean? I was at the Staples Center that day on 2/24 last year, and I was at the Kobe Bryant memorial celebration. And dude, it's just it's crazy, man. Like it's hitting me now more, thinking back on it. Like I was there, and I was like, to me, I feel like that's a part of history. You know what I mean? That memorial service. And like, man, how I was saying, it's crazy how a year passes by, man. It really is, man. Like, it doesn't feel like a whole year, but at the same time, it's felt like a really long time. Like you're really far removed from that because, it's just, I went through that and the whole entire year of 2020 of everything that went on, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? Like, dude, just a year gone by already, man. And, I just remember being at that memorial, you know what I mean? I remember it so vividly, you know what I mean? It's one of those things I'm definitely never, ever going to forget, you know what I mean? I don't think you can forget something like that, right? You know what I mean? It's like, man, especially with like the quality of the people that were in the attendance, not just the fans, which it was a sold out thing, you know what I mean? There was people, man, do you guys remember when it was the whole like raffle to get the tickets, man? Like, and it's this whole big long ass story of how I ended up with tickets, and it's actually a pretty cool story. I think we'll get into that another time, but you know what I mean? Like, I ended up getting tickets to go to to the memorial, you know what I mean? So I ended up going over there, and I caught that, and it was crazy, man, because the people that were in the attendance, it was like kind of a bittersweet moment, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you're in LA, you're at the Staples Center, you know what I mean? You're like, I'm literally sitting right here, and within like feet, just a short distance away from me, man, I'm seeing like, Michael Jordan and, Shaq and all these guys, Magic Johnson, and not just all the basketball guys, but there's, all these celebrities, man. There was like Kim Kardashian and Kanye right there, and J-Lo and Beyonce and Jay-Z. They're all just sitting right there. And I'm just, you're just kind of there like, I'm not gonna front, you're a little starstruck because, like, man, look at all these guys. They're literally sitting right there in front of me. This is the craziest fucking thing, you know what I mean? But also, like I said, the bitter part is because you know what you're there for. You know what I mean? You're there because one of the people you've looked up to your entire life. One of the people you can call like a role model and a hero to you. Kobe, for everything that he was able to do, is like, you're there to, kind of mourn his death. And it was just, like I said, man, it was a lot of mixed emotions. I'm sure there was a lot of mixed emotions all throughout the air. There wasn't a dry eye in that house, man. I can tell you that. If you guys, if you guys want to go to my personal Instagram account, which is at mselena775, I have a story highlight of that day. You guys can go and see some of the videos and pictures that I took, behind the scenes, while I was in the attendance of the at the Staples Center that day, and you guys can go see that. But man, it's like, you're just sitting there, and like, it doesn't really hit you at that time. But like I said, man, now that we're a year removed from it, it's like, it's crazy, man. It almost doesn't feel like to me like I was there, you know what I mean? Because it's like, dude, that you think about it, it's like, and now, man, when I see like I see highlights on social media all the time, and clips of the event, and I'm just like, man, I remember just sitting there and hearing these guys, and watching poor Miss Vanessa Bryant over there giving her speech, which like I still said it, man. I said it back then, I'll say it now, man. Like, how she was able to get up there and give that speech, man, and give it in its entirety, man. That's, whew, man. that's a strong lady right there, man. You know what I mean? Nothing but respect for Mrs. Bryant. You know, her other daughters, you know, everybody that's, you know, just obviously still in a lot of mourning and trying to, you know, kind of figure out their way in life now that they've lost, you know, their husband, their father, you know, their daughter, their sister. And, you know, and I mean, that just kind of also, I wanted to, you know, just kind of get into this for, you know, speaking of, you know, Vanessa Bryant, you know, it's just, dude, it's just it's so ridiculous, man, that, you know, this lady who, you know, just didn't do anything to anybody, you know what I mean? Who's just, well, obviously, like I said, man, she's mourning her husband, and you know, there's always these fucking people that are come out and say, oh, well, it's been a whole year. I mean, yeah, but I'm sure it's been a pretty hard year. You know what I mean? An entire year without the person you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with, man. That can't be easy. You know what I mean? Without, you know, one of your daughters. I mean, that's got to be a completely difficult situation, you know. And now, instead of being able to just mourn and try to, you know, navigate through life, you know, and figure out things for, you know, her other kids and everything like that with her family, man, she's got to deal with all these fucking, you know, trolls on social media and all these people, you know, just spewing out all this nonsense and throwing dirt on Kobe's name. Like, you know, all these people that, you know, what was her name? Rachel Evans, and all these people that, I mean, for those of you guys who don't know, you know, shortly, you know, after Kobe passed away and, you know, the news was announced everywhere last year, you know, a bunch of these goons, you know, they take it to social media to completely, you know, spew out their out of context, you know, characterizations of Kobe about the, you know, the 2004 sexual assault, you know, allegations that were made against him, which were proven to be false, by the way. But, you know, obviously nobody wants to take the time to get the full context of the story and find out all, you know, just everything that actually happened. They just want to go with the narrative, you know what I mean? Whatever the narrative that was thrown out there. And it's just like, I mean, I'm just saying, man, and that is, you know, Vanessa Bryant actually brought this up herself, you know, where it's just like, you know, when you throw these allegations at men specifically, you know what I mean? That's why, I mean, you can literally destroy a man's life, his livelihood, and his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can really cause someone a lot of damage just with an allegation. You know what I mean? And then, obviously, the whole thing proved out to be, you know, like, you know, the version of the, like, I don't want to get into, you know, relitigating the whole case again, but I'm just saying, like, if you guys actually go and look up what actually were the facts of that case, you would see how entirely bogus the whole thing was. It was a total extortion plot against Kobe to try to get squeeze some money out of him. You know, obviously a rich, successful athlete, and you know, got caught up in a situation. And I mean, it just, you know, nobody wants to take the time and get the facts. They just go out there, spew their nonsense. And now, you know, poor Mrs. Bryant's got to go to social media and obviously, you know, she's got to defend her husband's honor because all this shit is it's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's not true. So, you know, the fact that they can't just let that woman just be in peace, you know, and take care of her family and mourn in private, you know what I mean? And just let her, you know, just let her do her thing, man. But no, all these fucking goons, like I said, they got to take it to social media to this next level, and like I said, spew out all this nonsense, and it's just fucking so ridiculous, man. It's like, you know, you just can't. They just can't let the dead rest, man. You know what I mean? They always got to, you know, they always got to take cheap shots. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just, I don't want to get too far into that, too deep into that. I just wanted to, you know, just say, like, you know what I mean? Like, thankfully, most people on social media, I think, are, you know, good, honest people or decent people. And, you know what I mean? And, you know, every time, you know, you see what's, you know, on the, you know, the social medias for, you know, Mrs. Bryant, their daughter. And, you know, if you guys follow any of them or what they got going on, man, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, most people are very supportive of them because, you know what I mean? I believe, you know, most people are decent, you know what I mean? Decent human beings, at least. And, I mean, just for anyone out there, man, that's, you know, just come on, man. Just at this point, I mean, you really gotta still try to throw dirt on Kobe's name. I mean, it's just you know, the other part of this story that I wanted to talk about was Meek Mill. Actually, you know, if you guys don't know Meek Mill, he's a rapper, and you know, he's a good rapper. You know what I mean? I like Meek Mill. You know, I tend to like him. I like his music. I think he's a very, very good rapper. You know what I mean? Considering, you know, just the landscape of rap music these days, like, Meek Mill is one of those guys that stands out to me. You know what I mean? So in a sea full of everybody sounds the same, music, and in this era anyway. Meek Mill is, he's one of those guys that I really appreciate, when it comes to his music, because he's got, he's always got a really cool message in a lot of his songs if you guys listen to his lyrics. But he just recently did a track also, and he got into a little controversy with Vanessa Bryant because, he dropped this track and he made a reference to Kobe, and it was, just a reference to him and the, and the helicopter. You know what I mean? I'm not going to play the song or anything like that, but, you guys can go look up the quote, and, it's just, I'm sure most of you guys have heard it. I've seen it all over social media at this point. That's how I found out about it, and also from, Mrs. Bryant's page. But, Meek dropped this, line on Kobe, and, look, man, the question came up was like, was it a way for him to be able to, pay honor to Kobe? Was it a little disrespectful? Look, man, like I said, I like Meek Mill, but I did find the lyric to be a little bit out of pocket. Like, I found it to be a little bit disrespectful. You know what I mean? So, it's just one of those things. I'm sure maybe, I hope, I don't know, I hope that Meek Mill had good intentions behind the lyrics, and, I think he should, make that clear, and hopefully, I'm sure he's, man enough to probably, hit up Vanessa in private and, kind of have that discussion with her and, kind of come to a consensus about it. Hopefully, I hope he would do that. But, like I said, you never know, and you don't really know what he meant by the lyric, but I did find it a little bit disrespectful, and people are just asking me, what do you think? Do you think that was out of pocket? Yeah, man, I do. You know what I mean? At this point, it's like, to make references like that, people are gonna say something. You know what I mean? Like, Meek is smart enough to know that. You know what I mean? He's been in the game for a minute. He knows the deal. He knows the business. He knows the industry. He knows how things are gonna go down. So, he should have known, at the moment when he dropped that line, that it was gonna, get some attention. So, hopefully, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's not, because at the same time, I'm like a, free speech kind of guy where I don't want to tell people what they can and cannot say. I'm just, my opinion of it is, yeah, man, I found it to be a little disrespectful. I think it was, totally uncalled for and unnecessary. So, that's just my take. Some of you guys were asking me what my opinion on the whole thing was with Meek and Vanessa Bryant. And I just, I said, I'll just talk about it on the podcast, man. I think that he shouldn't have done it, and I think he should, whatever he can do to make amends, either, get rid of the song, change the lyric, whatever he's got to do. But, man, that's just my take. And,